So it's Marcy Bullock with Finding the Perfect Career for You, the Emerald City Way. Yes, you know the movie, and now we're going to move into finding your Emerald City. Let's think about this notion of career development as this whole process of understanding the ongoing and dynamic search for making meaning out of our lives by finding a way to use our gifts and strengths to be happy with the subjects we choose to learn and the work we decide to do. So you're on the Yellow Brick Road path throughout this webinar. We have just about 10 minutes to get you on the road and finding your goal. So let's talk about you. Yeah, let's talk about you. So let's think about who you are in terms of nouns, verbs, and adjectives and adverbs, coming up with ways to explain what you have as an asset to a future hiring manager. Sometimes we are our worst critic and we want to think more positively about what we have to offer. Think about all the skills that you have. Maybe you're good listening to people, you help solve problems, you're able to analyze situations. It's really hard to talk about our skills, but work on practicing that. Also think about what you want from an employer. So when we talk to college students, we find that some of the important things are opportunity for advancement, job security, quality of employer's benefit package, friendly coworkers, we don't want a wicked witch that we have to work with, and the location of the job. It can vary a lot with you and your own values, what you rate as high. I want you to think in terms of what are your deal breakers. I love this idea. If you had to pick a non-negotiable for your job, what would it be? These are really big questions. Also think about boosting your confidence level. So again, let's focus on what you bring to the table. If you haven't taken the Gallup Strengths Finder, I encourage you to do that and to watch our video on strengths. And this will help you realize what energizes you. I love this notion of when does time fly by for you? When are you just like, oh my gosh, it's 5 o'clock. I don't know what I was doing, but all of a sudden, poof, the day has gone by. Also, just think about what makes you unique, what differentiates you. These are the footprints that you'll leave as you walk throughout this planet that no one else has but you. Sometimes you can think about your hobbies, you can think about what you want out of life, and what you want to give back to the world while you're here. All of these things will help you along your yellow brick road. A lot of this just means stopping and literally taking your own pulse and listening to what's happening in your day. I like to think about the process as a path toward discovery. So at the beginning of The Wizard of Oz, Dorothy was starting off on her path. In your 20s, it's hard. A lot of you are entering your 20s. I call it your trying 20s because you try a lot of things and it feels exhausting and trying. But honestly, if you think back to age 10, about your earliest memories of what you enjoyed doing, that can help you on this journey. And the compass can lead you in the right direction. So a lot of this is in your control to choose your destination. Who are you? Who am I? The myth is that as you grow, your personality changes, but honestly, I think it intensifies. And Glinda the Good Witch told Dorothy she had it in her all along, right? That she could get home with those ruby slippers, but she had to figure it out. And you're on your journey of figuring it out for you. So when you draw 3 circles in the beautiful sides of this flower, you can see your gifts, the things you do really well at, your passions, what you love and when time flies by, and then who needs you to do it. Someone has to pay you, right? If you're going to get a job and support your family and have food to put on the table. Engaged workers intersect all 3 of those circles. And only 20% of people in our culture are engaged. So that's why it's so important to pay attention to these things and ask yourself these questions when you're in college. Strong, weak plan. All right, so this is the whole notion of what makes you feel strong, paying attention to your emotions, and then when you feel energized and when time speeds by. So in the strong week plan, what you do is for 1 week, you write down when you feel good after an activity. You just jot it down on a little notepad. I help my mom tile the floor, or I organize my closet. Pay attention to that and drill down after a week of doing this activity. You will find some real gems that will help you to realize what you need in your life that could be your non-negotiables. And talk with me after you do your strong week plan. Also, the week part of the plan is what drains you. So during that week, what really drains you and sucks the life out of you? That's the best assessment you can do, is just listen to yourself for 1 week and document it, reflect and document, because we all have to overcome our fears. I was so scared of these flying monkeys. What is stopping you from going after what you truly want? A lot of times it's what I call the F bomb: fear, fail, and find. We have to overcome our we have to overcome our fear. We have to realize we will fail, and that's going to teach us something. And the fine is, we're not just fine, we're phenomenal, because there was a 1 in 400 trillion chance that we would be here today. And we are here today. So if you've heard that said by me in other videos, I want to reinforce it with repetition. So remembering our theme today, which is getting to the Emerald City, remembering that it takes heart, it takes courage. All of this is what is going to help us to get on our way. And I'm just really excited to help you on your journey as your instructor for this class that you're taking. So I encourage you to use that Wizard of Oz philosophy as you consider where you're heading in life, and pay a lot of attention to who you are, because it's going to lead you in the right direction